Rain slid down the cracked windows of the abandoned house in Brighthollow Lane, where Mia stood trembling. It had been 8 years since she'd last stepped into this place. The house where she and her best friend, Lila, had grown up like sisters until betrayal shattered everything. Back then, they found a notebook buried in Mia's late grandfather's trunk, filled with coded entries and rumors of treasure. Obsessed, they'd spent every weekend chasing clues, until one night, the notebook went missing. Lila was the only one who had slept over. Mia's mother found torn pages hidden under Lila's mattress. Accused and humiliated, Lila never returned. Now at 18, Mia was back. Not for treasure, but for closure. Her hands clenched the rusted key that had arrived 2 days ago in a plain envelope. No note, just a location scribbled in familiar handwriting. Lila's handwriting. She hesitated at the stairs, their wooden frames groaning beneath her. Memories clawed up, laughter, secrets whispered under moonlight, and Lila's stunned silence when accused. In the attic, nothing had changed. The air still smelled of dust and betrayal. But something new caught her eye. One floorboard lifted just slightly at the edge. Heart racing, Mia crouched and pried it up. Inside was a faded envelope. Her fingers shook as she opened it. A letter. Mia, if you're reading this, I hope you still care enough to know the truth. I didn't take the notebook. I saw your cousin Ben sneak out with it that night. I stayed quiet because he threatened to tell your mom about the things I wrote in my diary, about my dad hitting my mom, about my fears of losing her friendship. I was afraid, and I'm sorry for not having the courage to stand up back then. But I never stopped hoping you'd believe me someday. Lila. Mia sat down hard, the letter blurring through tears. All these years she'd been wrong. Lila had been protecting herself from more pain, not betraying her. The floor creaked behind her. She turned sharply. Lila stood in the doorway, soaked from the rain, her face pale. I didn't think you'd come, she said. Mia couldn't speak. Words clogged her throat. But then, without thinking, she crossed the attic in 2 steps and wrapped Lila in a tight embrace. They stood in silence, both crying, both letting go. I'm sorry, Mia finally whispered. I should have listened. I should have trusted you. Lila shook her head. I should have spoken up. Later, in the kitchen, they sat over mugs of tea, the years of silence breaking like a dam. They laughed. They wept. They remembered. The letter had opened the door, but compassion kept it from closing again. That night, Mia realized something powerful. Trust, once broken, can be rebuilt, not through big speeches or grand gestures, but through small, courageous acts of honesty. Morals of the story. Forgiveness is not weakness. It's the strength to rebuild what was broken. Compassionate communication can uncover truths that silence keeps buried. When we seek understanding instead of revenge, we find healing. Courage is not always loud. Sometimes it's writing a letter and hoping to be heard. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had to forgive someone you once trusted? Like if you believe in second chances. Subscribe for more emotional, life-changing stories. Watch our longer videos to discover even deeper journeys of hope, healing, and humanity. Let's rebuild trust together, one story at a time.